Hello. Let me attempt to say something about kidnapping and terrorism in the north. And I hope these are expressed as my opinion and views. And I'm only going to say this thing because perhaps I may claim to have a privilege of living in the north for some time. I can boastfully say that I've stayed in the north now for almost 58 years. And anyway, I just want us to reason, because the people on my page are people I expect to use their head. You must be using your head for you to understand me. Now, kidnapping started from Goodluck Jonathan, then took a break during Buhari's time. Now it has resumed in Tinubu's time. Let me tell you what's happening. First and foremost, no northern man will harm another northern man. That's just the truth. I'm not talking about pockets of crime where maybe one man goes to rob another man, or one man kills another man for their own personal or criminality, but on a scale that 300 northern youth going to school be kidnapped and taken into the bush, married off to Fulanis and blah blah. If any of you is believing that story, something is definitely, then you don't know Nigeria and you don't know these people. When the Chibok girls were kidnapped, I recall I was saying that this thing was a hoax. Somebody, I think I was in Warri then, somebody then was making a fun of me, and he's an educated man. Truly speaking, sometimes I'm wondering if the type of education we have in the South is the type that enhances our stupidity and self-imposed foolishness. Let's even take it on a realistic level. Realistically speaking, for you to go to a school and take 300 children, some of them are still dependent. Perhaps, let's say, the oldest of these children will be, okay, most children don't go to school early. So let's say maybe the oldest of them is 16 or 14 or 20. 300 of them, they'll be crying, there'll be chaos. Now, how do you coordinate 300 children? You have to bring buses. Where do you keep 300 children for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? You have to feed them, you have to clothe them, you have to bathe them. Now, the personnel there are the 300 students, those that will nurse the children, those that will cook for the children, those that will administer the whole thing. So, here is what I see about this whole thing. To the average northerner, those perpetrators of terrorism in the north are like those militants in the south. They see that the type of leniency given to militants in the south, leading to them getting amnesties, leading to them getting some monies taken from federal government to take care of them, is not going down well with them. Look, an average core northerner believe that Nigeria belongs to them. The budget for this country belongs to them. Your oil in the south belongs to them. In fact, you in the south belongs to them. So, when they are giving money to militants, they believe that they too should have something, which led to the creation of the we have Niger Delta Development Commission, Abi. So they have Northern Nigeria, is it Northern Nigerian Development Commission or something? I can't remember. My head is. So this whole idea of, let me talk about the kidnapping before I talk about terrorism. The kidnapping, if you want to understand this kidnapping, understand that during Buhari's time, they did not kidnap any students in this magnitude from school. In no, I didn't say there's no kidnapping in Buhari's time. I didn't say so, but there was no kidnapping of students in school. Now, imagine you are in America. Imagine you are in America, or let me say South Africa. Let me even say Ghana, just Ghana here. 300 students will be kidnapped. 300 students will be kidnapped. And it will not be a state of emergency. The way they are handling it, you kidnap today, you now give them, we didn't give them money, they release money. Imagine the type of ransom they are demanding. 1 trillion naira. 1 trillion naira. Now, if they will demand 1 trillion naira, of course, 1 trillion naira cannot be handed to by cash. And because it's naira, the transfer is going to be made in the Nigerian bank, with Nigerian bank. And that account, which they will transfer that money to, is owned by somebody. And when you are opening an account, you have to provide your phone number, your address, your NIN, your NEPA bill, everything that identifies you from different perspectives. You see, the truth is that in Nigeria, we don't ask simple, basic questions. We don't ask it at all. The people perpetrating this kidnapping and terrorism in the north are your... May I not go to, they can't carry me like as in carry very dark black man. But they are the politicians you are seeing. They are right there in you. You are seeing them on television. They are speaking with you. They are doing this thing to Tinubu because Tinubu did not play to the script that was written. Tinubu is... Look, I'm not a fan of Tinubu at all. And I will never be a fan of him. To be very candid. I don't like Tinubu. But I will say this. Tinubu is not playing to the script that they entered into, the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding that they entered to. He's not playing according to it. And therefore, they are trying to frustrate him. This kidnapping stunt is just a way of drawing his attention that, look, if you don't play ball, we go mess your this up like we mess Goodluck Jonathan administration up. That's what this thing is all about. Because I can tell you for sure, just like the Chibok girls, it's just that the Chibok girls has lost its potency. But let's just try it again. How do you kidnap 270 children? The next day, they've already sewn, they're already wearing a brand new, well-tailored hijab, uniform, newly sewn. Does it mean that the tailors, because the tailors must have, for those type of uniforms to be available, it means they've sewn this cloth and kept, knowing that when they release and they're going to do the parade, the sightseeing, they will give them to wear and then go and then present them, just to give their one of the achievements that we rescued. On the part of terrorism, on the other hand, terrorism in the north is just a blackmailing and bargaining enterprise to get a share of the national cake to the north. The north knows that it doesn't have the capability to produce anything. They don't educate their youth so much that the youths can, invent and produce things. This is a place where they practice feudalism. This is a place where you can go and pray 5 times a day and make your forehead very black and be very unproductive. Honestly, you'll be respected in this society. This is a place where the youths are trained to say, Allah yabaka kabamu. That's, may God give to you so that you can give to me. That's beggar mentality. That's a defeatist mentality. Where you believe that before you can get, somebody more privileged than you will get before you get. That is a defeatist mentality. And with such minds inundating the north, this is why a governor can buy shoe shining equipment, 5,000 shoe shining equipment for youth, and they will clap for him that he has brought development to the north. Or dig a couple of boreholes and say he has brought water to the north. Or build a mosque, which is what most of the northern politicians does. Because they've sewn into their head that Islam is everything. Once a politician come and build a mosque, that's all. He has done so much. What does a mosque do? A mosque does not train you to invent. A mosque does not train you to build things. A mosque does not train you to become a businessman. A mosque does not train you to become anything. All it trains you most times is how to hate Yamiri, how to hate Christian, how to do a lot of things. Well, this is social media. Sometimes one cannot be too explicit, but you have to say something. But you know what I'm saying anyway, so. To stop terrorism is not a big thing in Nigeria, because now I understand the other day that Tinubu paraded 15 names of sponsors of terrorism. Now you paraded the names of sponsors of terrorism. So what? And then what? Are they bigger, too big to be arrested? These people are everywhere. When Jonathan cried and said that the sponsors of Boko Haram, they are in his administration, you think he was joking. Now you are beginning to see it. This thing is bigger than we are seeing it. This whole thing is bigger than we are seeing it. And for anybody to quell it, some names that you respect, people that you think you respect, people that all this while you hitherto think that they are respected individuals, are involved. And until a president is ready to step on toes, to jail his brother, to jail his friend, to jail those that helped him, look, this thing will continue. I have so much to say. I want to say so much, but this is Nigeria. If they pick me now, nobody will even remember me. I'm here. My mates are... This is Nigeria, where you do not become somebody based on your intellect. You do not become anything based on the exposure and intelligence and intellectual providence that you are bestowed with. My mates are... I was speaking with a friend day before today, long-time friend, that he was a regional manager in one bank until he retired. His children are in London, blah, 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 blah. Like, me, my own child self just enter university. We never even know how far we'll go yet. So this is Nigeria for you, where the right things are not done for people. If you want to stop terrorism, Tinubu, let me attempt to speak to Tinubu. I know you know a dirty hand cannot wash another clean hand or another dirty hand. So let's say we want to forget about the past, but you must step on toes. You must come out gun blazing. When I mean gun blazing, that's figuratively speaking. Figuratively speaking, no. They could not come they arrest anybody anyhow, say, I thought me they use gun. Figuratively speaking, you must come out gun blazing. That is, you no go look anybody. You are Oya Pika. You Oya, you Pika. You must come out gun blazing and get this thing done once and for all. The hypocrisy in this government is too much. The misdirective narrative, the narrative of misdirection is too much. You want to raise dollar. If I become president today, I can raise the value of the naira to the dollar in one day. Simple. If you go to the banks, what they do is that, let's say you send me dollar through Western Union, and I go to the bank. Do you know that the bank is prohibited from giving you the naira value at the counter? They will give you the dollar, then you will go and look for Aboki and give Aboki the dollar. Then it is the Aboki that will not give you the naira. So why create that middleman? Why leave that middleman business for the Aboki? Why don't you knock off the Aboki man? Why don't you knock off the Aboki middleman and do the transaction between you and the bank? You see, that way the extra profit that goes to the Aboki man is saved, leading to what will lead to the rise of the value of the naira to the dollar. It's as simple as that. Then what will really crash the dollar to the naira is when we start producing things and people start looking for us. We should stop selling our raw materials. We have gold in Zamfara. Set up a jewelry making factory in Zamfara and start creating. We have very good artisans, very good artists, very good craftsmanship in the north. The north are the best craftsmen in the world. Yes. The north, all these rings, all these local rings they sell, these people sell, and they sell it for you at 300 and 500, 15, 1,005. They can use real gold to make this thing and sell. We begin to export expensive jewelries to Dubai, to other places. Why take the raw materials to Dubai and then and then bring it back? We have become an exporting country. An importing country. The only thing we export are raw materials. Do you know the danger of exporting raw materials and buying the products of the same raw materials you export? It's the same thing, because if I export cassava, when I can make gari, I can make akpu biscuit, I can make cassava. Cassava makes a lot of things. Cassava is so. Cassava you can create chemicals from cassava. You can create gari from cassava. You can create pokpo gari. You can create akpu biscuit. You can create bread. You can create so many things. But when I export the raw materials and they create the final materials, and I'm going to buy back those same raw materials back to the country, it means I gave the raw materials free only to give them money to buy, because maybe the cost of raw materials that they bought from me is maybe, let's say, 100 naira. But the things I'm buying as a result of what they produce from my raw material is about 1,000 naira. So you see, I practically gave them my raw materials free without gaining anything at all, since I will give back the money that they paid for the raw material. I'm sure a lot of you that are so used to going to social media and watching big nyash, big breast, bottom, and this and rubbish. Hey, guy get big bola, he come make coos. Yeah. This type of things will not, this type of education will not sink in. But I pray that these are simple, basic economic 101. Pure, simple, these are secondary school economics. And I'm trying to let us know that these people that you are clapping, that they raise your dollar to 1,900, then they bring it down to 1,006, you'll be clapping for them. Now the dollar is down, but your prices of commodities are still rising. What's the idea? You must find the relationship between, is this still rolling? You must find the relationship between these products. You must target the root cause of price increase, and the root cause of price increase are the importers who claim that they are increasing the price of their commodity because of the exchange rate of the dollars. Since the dollar have reduced, why not? What was it I was buying yesterday? It used to be 300. Now they say it's 450. 300. As of last week, now it's 450. 150 has jumped in. And the woman jokingly said that, now if they sell old stock, I'm telling you that even if she goes to buy new stock, she will still sell it at the same old. So, people who should rule Nigeria are those who understand the dynamics of Nigeria. You must understand it. You don't just bring somebody that just come and say whether you like it or not. You like it or not. Subsidy is gone. It's gone forever. You don't know that statements like that can catapult scare and panic in the market. That was what led to all this nonsense. You didn't even need to announce that subsidy is gone. Just remove it. People want, they don't remove subsidy. I want buy bread and 200 collect. They don't. Before they know it, subsidy is gone. And why don't you installmentally reduce it? This fuel we are buying, nobody has answered my question. I said that subsidy is removed. Who told us that the consequences of subsidy removal is equal to 650 naira per liter in the fuel in the pump price? Who told you? We are an oil producing country. Why are we selling fuel to the point that the owners of this fuel are not enjoying? If my mother they fry akara, to they eat akara from my house, not supposed to be problem. If my mother they sell food, my mother and a food vendor, our breakfast not supposed to be problem. But here we are the custodian of oil, but yet we they suffer. Yeah? My car is parked here now for like 5 days now. I never put fuel. I pray somebody go just say, yeah, make I put fuel for your car. This is not a country. The purpose of governance is to create first an enabling environment for business and social life to thrive, and to provide adequate security such that this environment sustain itself. Every single facet of this country has collapsed, and in order to sustain their shildery, which means that word shildery, CHILDER, in order to sustain their foolishness, they are employing different types of propaganda to make you happy. It's just like somebody take motor jam you, come hospital say you don't do better, eh? Okay, eh? You don't take your drug, eh? Don't do better small. Here don't do better. But that was not how you were before the man jam you to motor. Take us at least when you came, you grabbed, you snatched, you are running away with it. Okay. Now you are there, you cannot bring the country better. At least take it to where you met it. At least take it to where you met it. You making life miserable and you are saying it's baby step of pain. This baby step of pain that you are asking us to take, are you taking it? Upon baby step of pain, which is not baby anyway, this is not adult pain, now will they take? Your people, you are sending messages to them. Is it Christmas message to their inbox? The country is a joke. And for those of you who come to comments to comment that Tinubu is trying, I will vote for him again. Because in your mind, it's all about Yoruba. Or in your mind, it's all about your hatred for Igbo. Or in your mind, it's all about hatred for Christianity. Or in your mind, it's all about the dominance of Islam in Nigeria. It's just a pity because at the end of the day, both Muslims and Christians, Yorubas and Igbos, everywhere, you're not buying bread cheaper. As a matter of fact, it is us who have not voted for Tinubu that are still helping those who voted for Tinubu. Most people that are suffering are more of Tinubu supporters. Since Tinubu started squeezing the life out of Nigerians, the people that are crying at Tinubu say, I never cry, I never see any offer. I live fine. Because even if you don't have, those who have will give to you. There's a camaraderie. That's what the obedient movement starts. If you don't have, the one that has help you. So we can't come outside and cry that we are hungry. But at the end of the day, this is not about obedient, not obedient, Miloko, not a Miloko. I feel very bad. I feel very bad when I see even some of my Igbo bloggers coming to say, Igbos this, Igbos have been that, or Yoruba this, Yoruba. See, this is not about Igbo, Yoruba. Let's not be talking about this. How will Nigeria become great? Don't tell me that Nigeria is finished. Nigeria is not finished. Nigeria is only finished because we have bad leaders. The moment we pick a good leader, Senegal just elected a 44-year-old president. And from the way he spoke, you could see that he understands the essence and the magnitude and the dynamics of the problem. Traore of Burkina Faso. Over time, Burkina Faso, which is one of the poorest countries, is now the fastest developing country in the world. Why? Because they woke up to the extent that production is better than consumption. They are fought to take over what belongs to them. And until Nigeria free themselves, so to the point that our raw materials, Burkina Faso has just one material, uranium. We have everything. Crude oil, gold, diamond, tin, columbine, everything, food. Yeah, what is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? Well, we are talking about kidnapping and terrorism. In conclusion, kidnapping on the scale of taking students from school is just a project of the North to get a share of the national cake. It's nobody's kidnapping anybody. The North don't injure their own. don't ever be fooled. The North don't enjoy their own. You know, then terrorism again is just a way of establishing, well, if the South is using Niger Delta militants to get money from the, okay, we too are going to establish our own. That's why with that mentality, you can't stop terrorism in the South. And let me also say this thing again. If you are a Northerner, you are comparing militancy in the North, in the South, with terrorism in the North, you are evil and you are wicked. The militants in the South are not attacking innocent people. They are only saying that, look, our resources are being exploited to the detriment of the locals around. I've been to Bayelsa. God, in the whole of Bayelsa, you can't get good water to drink. You can't even dig good well and get good water to drink. The primary occupation of the people there is fishing. They can't go and fish because the water is polluted by crude oil. So they are saying that if Nigeria is exploiting so much from us, we need to be compensated for this. What is Nigeria gaining from the North that the terrorism are fighting for? What exactly are they fighting for? They are fighting that Nigeria should be Islamized. You're not producing anything. Nigeria is not exploiting you. What do you have that we're exploiting? Nothing. Not every Nigerian eats dawa. Not every Nigerian eats jero. Not every Nigerian eats yakwa. Not every Nigerian eats, but every Nigerian eats gari. Every Nigerian eat gari. Every Nigerian use fuel. Every Nigerian eat pineapple. Every Nigerian eat palm oil. Every Nigerian eat many things that come from the South. And yet, you that don't bring so much, I be one count your onions. Okay, let me give you say we they eat onions. You that bring so less. Now you see the brag say, if we not do anyhow, we go block food. We go block our food, make our food not go south. God, this country funny well. Hey, if we not do anyhow, we go block our food. And you they say that rubbish, you believe it that which food they come from there. You don't finish feed yourself. If you have so much food, why your Almajiri carry plate they beg food for road? They should not be. If you have so much food that they give us, your Almajiri not supposed to carry plate. They stay for road, they beg for food. I be me, I will get food from my house, then my child will carry plate, go they beg. If we all they see food, go carry enter, don't carry plate, pack food. We have so much food. So these narratives of fooling yourself must stop. Nigeria is one and it can work. I strongly believe it can work. But we must stop telling ourselves these lies. And those Yorubas that think your preoccupation is to hate Igbos, what did Igbo do now? It is only now I understand that Igbos don't hate Yorubas. Yes, they can be bragging, they can be bragful, if there's a word like that. They can be the bragging type. You get me? But the hatred of this thing, this plastic hatred, me Lady Bofibo, I'm a Yoruba boy. You can't expect me to vote for Igbo. At the end of the day, it's not benefiting you, the Yoruba. It's not benefiting you, the Igbo. The people is benefiting. The people that this mindset is benefiting are the very people who don't even care about you and don't care about Igbo. So I think we should stop this rubbish. We should stop it and embrace ourselves. If the Yorubas today decide to work with the South, that is the end of northern domination in Nigeria. If the Yorubas today decide to work with the rest of us in the South, that is the end of northern domination. But the Yorubas think that they are the big boys in their own corner. You know, they don't need the Igbos, they don't need the South. We are big on our own. Well, I say this in sometimes I'm not happy, but one has to say them. So, if Tinubu really wants to stop terrorism and kidnapping, today he will stop it. But you have to step on toes. Even they come out and say, you rig election, you did this, we don't pass. So long as at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who fixed this country, just fix it. But with the way it is, it can't work. My name is Magnus Oraka. Please,